Coach Dorrel, after you've had a couple days to look at last week's game, what can you try to point to and figure out that may be the reason why it went south?
Yeah, I was, it was very apparent we weren't ready to play. We got hit in the mouth. We didn't respond well. Very frustrating and disappointing because we had talked all week that they were a good football team. Our competitive immaturity. I think you got a lot of guys that think because we had a one beside our name and they had a two beside theirs, that you're just going to roll out the footballs and beat somebody. So I was extremely disappointed. We didn't play with energy. We didn't play with passion. And it's just super frustrating. You don't have many opportunities this year to go out and play college football. And it's like I try to get across to them consistently. It doesn't matter for playing the Dallas Cowboys or playing Notre Dame or whoever. I mean, it's an opportunity to compete. And so that's it. Don't talk to our guys about winning and losing. Talk to them about playing to a standard, and we did not do that Saturday at all.
Do you think motivation sometimes has been difficult to find this year, where there isn't a typical set goal to play for?
No, and I've had more people ask me that question, and I can't understand that. I think it's an excuse that people are building in. I don't buy that. So no.
What was practice like yesterday?
It was good yesterday. So we're off today, so hopefully we can follow it up and have a good one Wednesday. I told them yesterday was a good start, but it's just a start. It's not a finish. So, but yesterday was good.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about going into this week. How do you guys just mentally get back in check with what you want to see from your guys? You said after the game on Saturday, it just didn't seem like the passion just wasn't there on the sideline. So how do you change that going into the final home game of the season?
Yeah, well, we made some changes on the roster, and going to give some other people a chance to play because they've earned that, and just trying to do what we've always tried to do, is make practice as competitive as it can be, and as fast as it can be, and then whoever performs the best in practice, put them out there. So it kind of starts with that, and then just challenging our guys. It's one thing for us to want it as coaches. It's another thing for them. It's senior day. We're going to get a chance to honor some seniors. So you would think that would be enough to get guys up and get them moving. But I talked to them immediately Sunday, and just like I tried to last week, Arizona Christian, we played them last year. When we played them last year, they were not a good football team. They're a very good football team this year. I explained to our guys what the NAI is and the rules, because I used to coach at the NAI. Academic requirements are different, so it allows them to get some really good players. I think that coach has done a heck of a job. When you see them physically compared to what you saw last year, it's night and day difference. Their defensive line is going to be as good, if not better, than Angelo's D-line, and we saw what they did to us. So we got a big challenge Saturday. So it starts there. It starts with guys recognizing and respecting their opponent, and respecting the game of football, and respecting the preparation that goes into if you're going to be successful. And again, I'm defining successful as guys just playing really hard, having fun, playing with passion. We're going to make mistakes. That's part of it. But yeah, that's what we've been trying to do right now.
I know you weren't able to share any information about Kobe and his status the last time around. Do you have any information you can share going into this week about Kobe?
No, I don't.
Okay. Going back again to last week's game, we didn't see a whole lot of Jeremiah Dobbins in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Should we expect more workload from him, because he did a pretty good job?
Yeah, he did. We're struggling at running back right now. Tyrese is, God bless him, he has some things that he's dealing with that's really prohibiting him from playing good. So we're trying to get him better, but he's trying to help us. And yeah, but Dobbins is going to have to carry the load this week. I think Billy McQuarrie is going to try to play this week. So, he had a diagnosed injury weeks ago that was season injuring, and now they've changed that a little bit. So maybe we'll see Billy out there. He's got to get a couple more days of practice and feel like he can. It's just hard when you practice, you don't get tackled. You know what I mean? So, he got hit a couple times yesterday, and that was good to see him hanging on to the football, and we'll try to do that a little more. So between those two and then Tyrese, just filling in when he can, that's the plan for this week.
When you look at this past game, I mean, at the start, obviously containing the run was kind of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
What can y'all do to kind of hone in on that this time around and, make those adjustments moving forward? Yeah,
again, it was disappointing because what they were doing is obviously what we had seen before. They did a little bit more cute quarterback run, quarterback draw than they'd shown. But as far as the G play, the pin and pull, we'd seen that, and guys just weren't fitting that properly. And again, I know Clint was very frustrated because after it happened the first couple of times, that's fine. You make an adjustment on the sideline, which we've always been really good at doing this year, but we didn't get it done Saturday. Guys were in a frenzy. It's like you said, we got hit in the mouth and guys didn't respond well. And so they weren't focused in and making adjustments on the sideline, and we went back out there and kept doing the same thing. But it just comes down to both sides of the ball. We weren't physical at all. We got out physical up front.
What were your players' reactions, following the game?
I'll let you ask them that.
Talk a bit about, you've been playing a lot of true freshmen. I mean, especially Dobbins, who I'm guessing he would have, no matter what had gone on this year, he was going to play.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy like Darius Lewis.
Yeah.
Who, he had a career day the other day. And talk about those two.
Yeah, they've been what we hoped they'd be. They're very dynamic, both of them. They both have shown some really good resilience and toughness and growth. Darius is still, figuring out how to get lined up, and once he does that and feels more comfortable doing that with the motion and stuff we use, I think he has a chance to be special just because he's really electric and he's that go. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to get him the ball down the field like we'd like to, and obviously that's something we've been working a lot on, just try to get him a couple of them. With what we're doing, if you can just get a couple of those down the field to loosen those safeties up, it would really, really help us right now. So, he's been a big part of that. If Kobe, if we get Kobe back, he would help that as well too. But yeah, Dobbins just, man, his balance and the way he runs low to the ground, he's a very unique freshman.
No, and he's really been, when you guys get down in the red zone, I mean,
yeah,
he's been really good.
He is.
And that doesn't come along very often when you find a guy who is that effective.
Right, and he, the thing, and I'm sure you've noticed this, he's really good about falling forward. Just some guys can't do that for whatever reason. Down there on the goal line, unless you run the quarterback, you're always going to have to beat one down there, and he's consistently done that this year. But you look at it, it's because he's pushing through and pressing through and fighting for those extra yards.
And then Darius, there were times, Saturday when he made some really good plays, and sometimes when you could tell maybe the game was a little too big for him.
Yeah.
And he missed some plays, but. And that's, he's a true.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen when you, and that's okay. Growth. We're good as long as guys are growing and getting better, and having that growth mindset. And he has. The thing I do like is he did drop that pass, but man, he got back over and got refocused and went back out there. And sometimes that can be hard for freshmen to do. So I've been proud of him for that. Obviously, he was out for a while for medical reasons, so he missed a couple games, but. Yeah, he continues to get better, and we can hopefully continue to grow that.
And you've played a number of freshmen this year. What's that like for you? Because a lot of them, I'm guessing, you don't necessarily play true freshmen.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it. I kind of knew coming into the season, it was going to be one of those years, with everything going on, and what we're dealing with is everybody else across the country is dealing with it. So I do think we've done a pretty good job of identifying that was probably going to happen and spending a lot more time in camp on those young men, extra meeting time with them as coaches, extra walkthroughs, when we let the vets go, lift or do something like that. And I do think that's really paying off for us right now, that the fact that those kids are able to go out there and compete.
And not only that, first of all, none of this counts against your eligibility
Right.
And
Huge.
you get the chance to play them, and whether they stumble or not, this is going to pay off further down the road for you.
Yes.
They got experience that a lot of freshmen just don't get.
Yeah, invaluable. Chris Satterfield too has started corner for us. He's a true freshman. We really like what Chris is doing. He's super dynamic. But yeah, you're right. You just hope that it's something you can build on, and they get. It's different between practicing and playing in a game. We all know that. So it's great that they're getting that experience.
So what's it been like just coaching during the COVID era? This season's got to have been a really big challenge for you.
I've looked at it and I've said I feel like spent a lot of time in the spring getting ready for the fall. So obviously I've been disappointed in some things, but I love our staff. We work well together. I like what we're doing in our program right now. I feel like I've gotten better as a coach. Really dove into some recruiting and stuff in the off season or when we were on break, and so it's just it is what it is. It can be challenging at times, but it's also been a lot of fun too.
And I think one of the biggest disappointments Saturdays. I mean, I know going into the season you talked about how you were more pumped up than you said you'd ever been.
Absolutely.
Season. And you obviously you're very passionate about the game, and then to see your team not match that, and they get to play the game.
Yeah.
It had to be very disappointing.
Yeah, it was. I think it was disappointing for all of us. It was disappointing for, I think, most of the upperclassmen and seniors as well. So it's just, if you get beat, you get beat. But it's, again, you don't ever want to just go out and not play to the best of your ability and play hard.